Here's a fun activity I want you to do. Go to Amazon and search for this particular phrase. I survived a meeting that should have been an email. And you'd be surprised to see so many products out there, coffee mugs, bookmarks, ribbons with the phrase written on them. Why do you think it is so infamous? The meetings are so infamous, right? There's a reason for that, right? If you are a middle manager, you are spending 35% of your time doing meetings. If you are a senior manager, you're spending 50% of your time doing meetings. These are stats. These are hard stats, right? I'm not bringing this out of thin air. And this translates into 15% of the complete organization's time doing meetings. Now, the fun fact is this time translates into money. And the stat is, listen to this, $37 billion worth of revenues is spent every single year in unproductive meetings. And 67% of these meetings are deemed unproductive and failures by the upper management. So revisiting meetings is something I thought totally important to do at this point, right? So there are a couple of things. There are three different people that come to my mind when I think of meetings. One is, of course, Jeff Bezos, right? Now, it's very famous, it's very well known, and Jeff Bezos clearly mentioned this in his letter to the shareholders, right? When a meeting is to be scheduled at Amazon, a memo is floated around for folks to read through in the meeting. 30 minutes, nobody does nothing, everybody reads through the memo. And this is a memo that has evolved through the weeks, that has been passed to different stakeholders to add their comments and all. Second person I can think of is Jason Fried at Basecamp. Now, Jason Fried clearly mentions that the calendars at Basecamp are blocked. Nobody can block others' time, right? So your time is precious. Your time is to your own. And the third person I can think of is Gary Keller, the most successful real estate entrepreneur out there. Owns the largest real estate industry in the world. And Gary Keller specifically mentions that when he walks into a meeting, he expects the things to be listed by numbers and not bullet points. Item 1 being the most important, item 2 being the second most important, and so on. And until he has solved the issue at item 1, they have discussed that through, he's not jumping to item 2. So it goes on to say a lot. I mean, you can see a pattern that is emerging out of all these successful people, right? A couple of my own observations are these, right? If you are discussing why you lost a deal in your weekly meeting, if you're discussing why you won a deal in your weekly meeting, or you're discussing what is happening to the pipeline in your weekly meeting, you are doing it wrong. Perhaps you're not using your CRM to the best use you could, or maybe you're not leveraging your SalesOps to the best possible outcome that you could use, right? Ideally, you can just build all this out of reports and dashboards on your CRM. You lose a deal, assuming for a feature, a mail right away goes to your product team. People sprung into action right at the time of the event. People don't have to wait a week's time to discuss this through. Meetings are not for discussing why, right? It's more for the strategic discussions. Now that this has happened, we see a pattern emerging. We are losing the deals for this particular reason. What should we be doing next? It's more of a strategic level discussions, right? So use your meetings for this one, build your reports, ensure you have all the possible reasons captured, ensure that there are enough stakeholders looking at these reports. You'd be doing it right. And another observation I have on meetings is people have this psychology, humans have this behavioral psychology of rounding off the numbers, right? People usually would say, let's get on a 30-minute call. Hey, let's get on an hour's call. I don't know why that happens, right? Personally, I usually schedule meetings, say 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And I usually schedule meetings again at the odd times, right? I try scheduling meetings at, say, if it is 2 to 2:20 p.m., I would rather make it 2:02 p.m. to 2:22 p.m. Two things emerge out of this one. I catch the attention of the other person of exactly when my meeting is, right? 2:02 is very odd enough to remember. Second thing, they know exactly the amount of time that we are going to spend in the meeting, 20 minutes. So we might not as well make other person wait on the call or have clear agenda before we get on the call. So what do you think? What are your observations on the meetings at your own organization, right? Hit that in the comments below. I'm Rajesh, your friendly neighborhood sales ops guy. See you in the next video. Thank you.